Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Monday, August 21st, the Great American Eclipse Day. Oh, look, there goes the sun behind a band of clouds. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm not going to see a whole lot today. We'll have to see, but that's not why you're listening to this. Well, let's see. Where do I start? It's Monday. The last time I did this was Friday for you guys, right? No, I did once. No, yeah, Friday. And I was driving down south to deliver a child to the university. So we did our podcast, and during our podcast, the Power of Veto was going on. If you haven't heard our podcast, you should go back and listen to it. BigBrotherPodcast.com or iTunes, Stitcher. Look for Big Brother Gossip Show. When the feeds returned, it turned out that it was indeed Zingbot. We really haven't heard much in the way of zings, which we talked about on our show that we didn't think they'd have much of an influence. And yeah, they've barely talked about them. Maybe they were given a lot of instructions not to talk about them, but we know the only one for sure is that maybe Josh's weight was joked about. Because someone, I don't even remember who at this point, said to, I think maybe Mark said to Josh, "You're not fat. Zingbot was wrong," or something. But I don't know other than that. So whatever Zingbot had to say, it wasn't very repeat worthy, or else they've been given strict instructions not to repeat it. But anyways, after the Zingbot, it turned out they did the slip and slide, at least some variant of the slip and slide. Not 100% sure what it was, because they described it as being the slip and slide, but one of the producers who's in charge of the competitions and stuff just threw out a random tweet that implied to me that maybe it's a variation on the slip and slide. So not sure. Maybe they just had to run back and forth on a slick thing, not filling up a jug. Maybe they were completing a contest or something. So maybe that was just a part of it. That's just a guess. Not sure. We all assumed immediately, since they talked about slipping and sliding on Crisco, that it was to fill up the jug and it was an endurance. May not have been. Maybe they'll do something similar, or maybe they won't do it again this year, which would be fine. If they hadn't done it at all this year, no one would have complained. I mean, we would have said, "Oh, they didn't do it." But point is, we're not 100% sure. So they did something where they were covered in Crisco and they slipped and slid a lot. And who the hell won it? Mark didn't win it. I don't even remember who won it at this point. But it wasn't Mark. I think Jason won it. Yeah. They're gonna put up Mark today. So Mark is gonna get evicted. There's no coming back. There'll be lots of footage of Mark making pleas and people discussing whether they should keep Mark or not. But in reality, no, Mark's not going to be safe. Mark will be voted out. So then you're down to, as described by Paul yesterday, who sat in the Apple room for like an hour talking to the cameras about everything that's going on. And there's three couples, and Kevin, and Mark, and Paul. And Paul considers himself the third person in those three couples. It's true. He's right. I made a diagram last week when Elena and Cody, or I guess week before last, when Elena and Cody were still in the house. No, just last week. And it included pretty much Alex and Jason with Paul, and Matt and Raven with Paul, and Christmas and Josh with Paul. And then Kevin kind of linked a little bit to Christmas and Jason with Paul. So Paul has put himself in a very strategic place in that people in the other alliances trust someone else less than they trust Paul. So they're all targeting, Paul is not anybody's first target. Well, Mark's first target, but guess what? Mark's going home on Thursday. I wouldn't even say Kevin is not Paul's first target. Paul is not Kevin's first target. We got issues with other people, I think, more so, and so Paul set himself up very likely to make the final three, and in his mind, if he can make the final three, he can beat anybody. So it could very well be true. He also said things about how he's made it to the if he manages to pull it off, he will have done it without ever being nominated. It's like, whoa, hold it up there, buddy. In my book, you were technically nominated the first week. You just had a little magical little thing that kept you from being able to go on the block. But Cody tried to nominate you. He called out your name, and then he was interrupted and told, nope, he can't be on the block. But he's considered nominated, in my opinion. So he can't have that little ribbon to put on his list of accomplishments. And he I mean, it could be just the live feed viewers and everything, but the consensus at least seems to be by most people, most hardcore Big Brother sites fans seem to all agree that they're not impressed with Paul. They feel he's gotten a lot of help to get where he's at. So, that's that. I don't know. I just kind of like, hey, there's been a big, huge. I want to see what the numbers are. The ratings, I haven't looked since week before last, and I'm curious to see, because I know that, and it's not the be all to end all, but it's an indicator. I have been my Twitter account this year. I hit 100,000 followers. Yay, cool. I'll probably drop below 100,000 before next year, because I tend to start losing followers as well. And over the course of the year, I'll slowly drop off, and I'll lose probably at least a couple thousand followers between September and June of next year. So, but I had been gaining followers at literally a clip of 100 a day, right there up until a week and a half ago, maybe, right before Jessica left, or right around the time Jessica left. So 100 a day, roughly 1,000 a week, a little bit more than 1,000 a week. I was I was actually closer to 1,000 a week, which is more than 100 a day. But as of last Sunday, the Sunday before this, so 8 days ago, I had 101,387, something right about there. Okay. Somewhere in that range. I know that's kind of exact, but I looked last night. I noticed that my numbers really didn't seem to be changing. It's like, So I look last night, and I have 101,370 something. I was actually down about 9 or 10 followers down over the week. So I didn't gain any at all. I actually lost a few, which when you have that big of a thing, I constantly am gaining and losing followers. People follow me, unfollow me. So I probably got, a lot of new followers last week, but I lost a lot as well. And so that's where the number and the net gain was a negative. That's big. That to me says people are just kind of like, yeah, I'm done. And really seemed to start on the week that the after Jessica left. So Jessica and Cody seem to be the big draw. And now that they're both gone, I think things are going to go down. I think ratings are going to go down. I know interest has gone down. So we should see it'll be interesting to see what happens. This is usually the time of year that it's picking up steam, that it's like full roll. And that may not be the case this year. Other than that, what's going on? Power Veto meeting will be today. And I don't know when they're going to get their Snapchat goggles. I don't pay attention to that much, although it's been an interesting fight sometimes. Christmas did her blog last night. Oh, did I mention that Christmas one head of household? You should know that from the Power Veto. Watched Sunday night show. I mean, it's like someone pointed out that, if we had seen Jason get his head of household stuff because the feeds were down, I don't know if we would have seen that, though. That's the thing. I don't know what time he actually did it, but watching Jason find out he's going to be a father for the second time, that looked like pretty emotional. That would have been kind of cool to see. We didn't get to see that because they had the feeds down all day on Friday. All right, I'm not going to go back to that stuff. I've talked enough. I have talked enough. It's going to be a long week. That's all I'll say. It's Monday. I got this one done. I got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to do. And I just don't see anything major happening. So I'm going to apologize in advance for having short little car casts. But I hope you guys have a good day. And we'll talk to you later on. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. Have a good day. Have a happy eclipse. There will be another eclipse, by the way, in 7 years, I think, or 8 years. One of the two. Different path. Goes from the southeast or southwest to the northeast. And it will pass through this wonderful state of Indiana. And I'm going to plan ahead this time around. I already have the glasses. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it with them or not, because I don't know if we're going to be in clouds. As of right now, the sun is shining brightly, but I think it's going to be partly cloudy by the time it rolls around. We'll see. Remember, do not look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. Just don't. If you don't have the glasses that you're supposed to have, don't look at the sun. Make a pinhole thing. It's really easy. Look it up online. You can actually use any kind of piece, 2 pieces of paper. You just literally have a tiny hole in one. A round hole is best. A perfectly round hole. You can use a pinhole. You can use a pin to make the hole. You can use anything, a very sharp pencil. And you kind of hold these 2 pieces of paper apart with the sun hitting the one. And the light shines through the one hole and then reflects onto the other piece of paper. And you can see the image of the eclipse. That's all you need. Just don't look at the sun. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.